Welcome one and all to the LowLandLions Weekly, your weekly Starcraft II recap show. I'm your host, Martijn, aka Mumbles, and I'm joined here, as always, by my cohorts in crime, Maven from Mouse Sports, and of course, Ghost 2 Gamers fame. Hey man.
Hi man, glad to be here, like always.
And just in the nick of time as well. And of course, the Liquipedian legend, Folan. Hey man, how's your week been?
What's up? It's been good.
Awesome. Well, guys, we've got a wide variety of topics today. We'll be discussing, of course, Hydra's move back to the US. We'll do a short assembly recap. And, of course, IEM global predictions. Lastly, we'll finish off the show with some news from the Gamer Hardware Liberation Front. But first, no. We're also going to fit in MLG. But first, I know before we go to MLG, I know Folon, you were like, well, we gotta bring this up. You know, we can't really avoid it with how many posts it's been getting. How about our new Code 8 caster? What do you think? Go.
What, we're doing that right off the bat?
Yes,
I think
right off the bat. No.
I think I want to hear...
Go!
I think I want to hear Maven's statement first, and then...
No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to comment on this one. But yeah, I can start. All right.
Okay.
So
let's hear it.
All right. GSL Code 8. We all know that they were out searching for a new commentator for their Code 8 matches. And unfortunately, this is not going to be Taste Doses anymore. So they taking this chick from Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. I've just seen a couple of her shows. She did the IEM Asia Finals with Total Biscuit, and I mean she's not bad. I won't say she's bad. She got a little bit of a thick accent, but the thing is, you have to actually think of what she's saying. So you actually have to recap what she just said in your head before you actually realize what she's talking about. And when she gets excited, there's almost no possible way to trying to say. So that's what I think.
That's actually far more conservative than I was expecting from you, Maven.
Sort of.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you have to take into consideration also that they're not going to pay for your flight. Otherwise, I know a lot of casters I would have gone, but I just can't drop everything and just go. And I think it's the same for a lot of casters. They got school, they got jobs, got stuff happening, and they just can't fly there with this short notice. But I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit sad and say, is this the best you can come up with? Seriously?
Oh.
Really?
He's finally starting to running. They're like, he's finally getting going.
Yeah,
now it's like, argh.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, there's so many, decent, good casters on YouTube. I know, for example, Wolf. I've seen him commentate, and I'll just for an example, I'd much rather see him commentate in the Code 8 than Kelly Milks.
Okay, Folon, your thoughts? Have you seen her in action?
Yeah, I have, and but the main thing that I wanted to bring up is that she's getting a shitload of flack. Like, the only ones who we can hold responsible for if this is at all something that's super detrimental, as people want to make us believe it to be, the only ones to blame are GSL. Like, we should all stop, people should stop just harassing her, because that's, I don't know, I don't like that at all. Like, we don't know what the story with Wolf is. I would have loved to see that guy there, because he's good. I really enjoy his casting. And as to Kelly's casting itself, like, the rumor is, or the strong anticipation is, that Torch will be there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've guys seen Torch commentate, but like, he's super knowledgeable, he's super clear about stuff. So I think that he will do very well, covering the strategic aspect, etc., etc. And I don't know if you say you've seen the IEM Asia Finals, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard the interview afterwards?
don't think I did. No.
That was pretty much the happiest thing I've heard in StarCraft II so far. Like you could tell she was really happy, she was really into it, etc. I don't know, I kind of like her personality for that, and like I won't mind seeing her there. I don't think I mind seeing her there. I'm really willing to give her a shot just because she's so, she's got a very happy kind of personality, very enthusiastic about the game. So,
Is a woman.
That's...
No,
I don't know. I think
that... No.
Maybe that's a good... I don't know if you guys watched GSL 2, I think, the Brood War versions where little Susie casted with Tasteless.
Yep, of course.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, that was a pretty good dynamic, right?
It worked. It worked very well.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that she's gonna be doing a bad work, and I don't want to come out like everyone's gonna think that Maven is bashing Kelly. I'm just saying I'm pointing out what she can do better. I mean, of course you have the accent, and then when she gets excited, you probably can't understand. I mean, it's not like I'm bashing her, and of course it's the GSL. They picked her, so obviously they have some kind of way they're in. They're not gonna just someone who barely knows the language and then don't have a plan for it.
To be fair, an accent is something you can work on. I mean, she'll get better and better rapidly if she does end up going there.
Well, an accent gets worse if you get excited and talk really fast, and people have been complaining that she's been talking over the other commentators, but I think that in a professional environment at the GOM studios, that will get sorted out. Like,
definitely.
They'll get a script or instructions, etc., and I don't think there'll be much, shouting and talking over the other guys, so I'm not too worried about that, really.
I think there were better options, honestly. But she does not deserve the amount of like that she's getting right now. It's just uncalled for.
Exactly. I'm happy that we could have just, put that out there and
leave it at that.
Like, what's another thing that's weird? People are saying, well, now I guess I don't have any reason to watch Code A. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? Listen, Huck is playing, Squirtle is playing, Moonglade is playing, all these great players that we've seen in GSTL and all these foreigners. I mean, maybe, like we've discussed that in previous seasons, there have been disappointing Code A games, but that doesn't... But, like, that should be the main reason why you shouldn't watch Code A, but this is not a good excuse. I'm pretty excited about Code A for this season.
I gotta agree. Compared to what it was last season, there's no way Code A can be much worse. Well, it's honest. Come on, what do you expect from me?
Last season I actually watched just because I loved Tastos' commentary. Because I didn't think there was anything that could get me that excited, and I wasn't wrong. There wasn't that many matches in the Code A last season, but it was still fun to watch. Got my entertainment from it.
Fair enough. I don't know. I gotta say, so be it. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. She'll get better, and she'll rapidly improve. That I can almost guarantee. So, hey. I think that's about it. That's about all the time we should spend on this topic now. More interestingly, MLG expands to Europe. I'm assuming you guys actually got to read the announcement. Were either of you familiar with IMG before this announcement, actually?
What's IMG?
They're the ones that will be handling the broadcasting rights and all that good stuff. IMG Sports Media.
No, I don't know them.
I see. Well, apparently they're going to partner up with MLG, which is going to make all this possible. I'm curious to see what it'll end up with. I don't know, though. I mean, this IMG is coming out of nowhere. So, yeah.
Well, the thing is, most people think that, alright, it's going to be a lot of tournaments, but what they've actually said just now is they'll do the broadcasting in Europe and all those countries. They haven't actually said that there's going to be tournaments yet, but I mean, of course, that's what everyone is going to be excited to see. Tournaments in Europe from MLG.
Yep.
I saw the video, and that's the only thing he said, is the broadcasting session will also move to Europe. But besides that, I didn't... tournaments coming our way soon.
Yeah, people are getting so excited about this announcement, even though it says next to nothing. It's like MLG expands to Europe. They're saying they're doing something in Europe, and they've got these countries that they might focus on. But it can mean anything. Anything, really.
I'm just happy they mentioned Scandinavia, so...
You're like, oh, they mentioned my little 3 countries up there as well, and they're cold.
MLG is kind of confusing because their national United States final was won by someone from Sweden. That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, general.
So I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see what kind of individual tournaments they're gonna start up, and other than that, I don't. I'll just go from tournament to tournament.
I mean, Sweden, from being such a small country, actually has a lot of pro gamers. I don't know. Crazy.
You don't want to sound your own horn, but beep beep.
All I know is Moro versus Red, and that's all I'll say for now. We'll talk about that more later. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, snap.
Feels like it's too busy.
But yeah, no, the MLG announcement, of course, it's interesting in that it is going to be huge competition for ESL if they do come to Europe, because ESL kind of has a monopoly right now on the huge tournaments. There's been DreamHack, there's been Assembly, there has been events that aren't related to ESL, but most of them have been. Let's be honest.
Well, we need that. We need a competition. It can't just be one big organization is taking everything. Need those in a perfect world would need a nationwide, and then a Europe-wide, and the same thing in the US, but something along those lines. So one for your country and then one for the area, like maybe Scandinavia or maybe Europe, doesn't really matter, but at least have a couple of organizations that actually try to fight for the players and for the viewers.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. But I don't know. I mean, I was mostly just unimpressed by the announcement. When I saw the headline, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be huge, and then not really.
You watched the video and you're like, what? No, he didn't say that much.
Nope. So we'll see exactly what comes from it. As of right now, I wouldn't get my hopes up too high yet. That said, I think that's a good opportunity to move right into our next topic. The Intel Extreme Masters, the global competition over at Sabit in Hanover. Predictions, we gotta do them, because otherwise, we wouldn't be the LLL if we didn't have predictions. So I will pull up the groups for you guys. They're up here somewhere. There we don't go. There we go. There's Starcraft. Anyway, honestly, I was surprised that 4 of the slots still haven't actually been announced yet. I mean, it's all the Asian slots. I understand that, but won't they have trouble getting visas and such on short notice?
That was the problem with DreamHack. No, with Assembly. There was a couple of Koreans, but they just wanted the visa too late, so they get it. I think it's going to be the same story all over, because apparently they haven't even announced it yet.
I've heard from a good source that they should be announced tomorrow, but I don't know who they are.
I see.
There should be an announcement tomorrow.
Well, the players we have right now, we've got in Group A, we've got QXZ, according to their website. QXZ. Not to be confused with QXC, apparently. No, QXZ.
Oh, Germany.
Carmack, this is on you. This is on you, Carmack. I'm blaming you personally for this. In that group,
They
you've also got Moro and Whitedraw and Tarson. They're a pretty beastly group, but I think Moro.
It's amazing that they got the completely random capitalization of Moonglade right, and then they didn't get the spelling of a 3-letter most famous Terran almost in the Western world.
Yeah, but that's because everyone is going around saying QXC, and then troll guys are like, herp-de-derp, he's Q.
I don't know, man.
Probably.
This is pretty unexcusable if you ask me, but so be it. Anyway,
but yeah, so
regardless,
just like-
QXC, Moro, Whitedraw, and Tarson. Hard to predict. I think out of those 4, Tarson's gonna finish last.
Wait. I just have one thing to say. 20 racks Marausers. There you go.
I see. Well, if there is anything you could abuse, you'll most definitely do it.
I mean, Tarson's not a bad player.
Definitely not.
He wouldn't be there if he was. Yeah, exactly. So he's definitely gonna have a shot. But Moro Whitedraw. QXC is a good player too, but I would say Moro Whitedraw is gonna go out of that group. But there's 3 spots in each group, and since we don't know the Koreans, I really don't know.
Yeah, for all we know, only one of them is actually gonna make it through.
So,
I don't know about Whitedraw actually. I haven't seen him lately.
Well, every tournament he's gone to, he's crushed.
Oh, true, but he's been kind of missing in action lately. I don't know. Well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I've just been looking in the wrong places. Full on Group A. Anything you want to say about these players?
I'm really looking forward to seeing QXC versus Whitedraw. I think that series will be awesome. I think that Whitedraw will probably advance, and then I'm gonna say Moro. Maybe QXC can do it as well. I don't think Tarson can advance. And, Korean spending.
Yeah.
Well,
that's my prediction pretty much.
Yeah, that depends on what Koreans are coming. I mean, if we get some Koreans that are just there because they didn't get into Code A, then, well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of QXC, if you happen to be at an event and there's a player party, make sure he does not log on to your Battle.net account. Actually, he went to Nama's room with Sock, and they racked up a 20-game losing streak at Assembly on ladder because they're so hammered. On Sock's account, poor guy.
That's pretty good.
Anyway, do you have a group?
They say they did that?
No, I was there. I saw them do that. I saw the losing streak, man. The match history was ugly.
Alright, let's move on then.
Yeah, regardless. Group E, Phoenix, Moonglade, the Muslim, and Show. The Muslim, is he going to recover in time from the broken hand? It's going to be questionable. I don't know. He's not going to be playing
even if he's going to recover, he won't have as much playtime at all. So, I don't really see him advancing. And my top pick would be Moonglade, because I'm a huge Moonglade fanboy.
I see. Maven, your pick?
So there you go.
Well, I mean, despite how he played, if he can get over that proxy gate that Zany did against him, and just play out as he has been before that, I think he can advance. Phoenix is really, really good as well, and the Muslim, if he can play at 100%, but I doubt it, he's also gonna go, of course, depending on the Koreans, because we don't know who it is, so that's my reason. I don't think Moonglade will advance.
I don't know, man. I think this group is pretty damn even. I honestly, I would probably give it to the Muslim and Show, if not for very recent events. It's just, I'm kind of counting Demu out because of what happened, but and Show just, we just know he underperformed just recently. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. We're not gonna just lash out at Show or saying he's off his game. No, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but I just think that Show and Phoenix, to me, is an advance, and then Moon have to duke it out, and if the Muslim is at 100%, he's gonna advance. If not, then Moonblade is.
I
That's
see.
that's
I
my.
haven't seen much of Moonglade actually, so it's kind of hard to predict. But
Yeah, I
if
don't know how much.
Poland's the
Oh.
Moonglade expert, he says he's got
Yeah.
game, so we'll just leave it at that.
Moonglade will show us some really good games.
No
my
pun
prediction.
intended.
No. What? I don't even... No. My top pick is Moonglade. I don't know, I think he can do it. I think that it's, like, Phoenix and Show are the ones that you should worry about. I don't think that the Muslim can get enough practice in, if at all. And Moonglade has been practicing for like 2 weeks with the Koreans, so... So, do you guys wanna talk about the event itself?
Well, Sabit is going to be an amazing event. I'm sad that I won't be able to go. No place to hang over to stay, sadly. But
Tell us about Cbit. What is it?
it's probably one of the biggest electronics conventions that you can go to. And the ESL's probably what we're expecting from IEM is that they're going to have their own hall, or at least their own segment of a hall completely to themselves. So pretty much all the esports is going to be crammed in one hallway, and it is going to be pretty damn awesome.
So it's going to be going on for 5 days, and they've got 12 players, and they're going to play one round for each day. So if you want to go there for like a day, you get to see, I don't know, like 6 games or something.
That's not so bad.
Well, isn't it? Like after the group stages, it will be like if you want to go for the finals, it's like on that day it will be just the finals. You'll be going and you'll see 2 best of 5s. Like from a spectator perspective, like I'm actually considering going with a couple of friends, and this is like they've got 12 players. This is the kind of tournament that you can play in a day or in 2 days.
True.
But instead they're putting it on 5 days.
But are they actually doing that then?
Yeah, they're playing one round every day. It's like Group A will play on Tuesday, Group B will play on Wednesday, quarterfinals on Thursday, semifinals on Friday, and then the finals and 3rd place will be on the Saturday. So like, especially if you're from Korea and you have to miss ASL for, not just 4 days because you have to catch a flight and then play a tournament for 2 days and then fly back or something. True. You actually have to go abroad for a full week. Like, how do you guys feel about this?
IEM is pretty good in spreading the prize money. That's one of the things that as an people don't really think about. But if you go to IEM, you get money. You get paid some. So for a pro gamer, it's not so bad. Seeming the prize money is very much spread out. If it were the usual event where you had like the top 3 actually getting decent money and no one else, it would be awful. All kinds of awful.
But I mean, from a spectator's perspective.
From a spectator's perspective, there's so much more to see than just IEM at Sabit. That's why I don't really mind it. You can watch the matches, and you can go to the electronics convention, and you can see all kinds of cool shit. Pretty much, it's just gonna be so much awesome things to just see at the convention. That yes, it is not like Gamescom where I went just to watch IEM, but still, it's still quite impressive.
Okay, and so people are asking for the prices. I think it's 18 euros for a day, which is like it's probably worth it for the convention as a whole, but for just seeing a best of 5, it's kind of pricey. And then from what I heard, the matches start at, and get this, 9 a.m.
Wow.
And then the that's the finals day. The 3rd, 4th place will be 9 a.m. and then the The grand finals will be noon, so that's like super early.
Yeah, someone mentioned in chat that they should go watch Quake live. Draven isn't in, so if Draven was in, I would watch, but no, sorry. Not that I don't, think Cooler, CCM, Rafa, The Hang, all are amazing. Kilson also, Vec. They're all heroes, but if they had Draven, it would be just that much better.
Yeah, probably. It's still like if I don't know if I'm gonna go for just the Saturday, I'll probably have a good time because Quake Live is pretty fun to watch. I'm not big on Counter-Strike, but it will still be good. But as far as a StarCraft tournament from a viewer's perspective goes, I'm not sure I like this.
No.
It's a small tournament spread over 5 days. In a convention center where you have to pay for a whole lot of different stuff, so you cannot just go for the StarCraft. And I don't know.
I'll tell you what I won't be watching. I won't be watching Counter-Strike. Screw that. Unless Joe takes his shirt off again, then we'll maybe watch. But
what?
Oh, you didn't see that, man?
Yeah, I saw that. I was talking about why wouldn't you want to watch Counter-Strike? I mean, we got the group of death. We got Navi, Fnatic, K, EG.
I don't know. I only see scrub teams. I see like SK Gaming and Fnatic. Total scrub teams, man.
Okay. As someone who doesn't follow Counter-Strike at all.
No, they're just the Swedish teams. I'm waiting for Maven just flip out.
No, it's not that. I mean, it's like they put like all in one group. Lions is actually Swedish too, so it shouldn't be Norwegian side.
They're Danish. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a Norwegian.
Whatever. Yeah, that one. Sorry, Bumblebee.
I mean, those you put those three Navi in there too. So those 4 teams, because EG won't last anywhere. That's how much they want. They won't get out of the group. Although SK had to bring in one guy who isn't lineup though, so they might not make it out of the group.
Yeah,
but I mean,
regardless,
the group is like it's not good. I mean, on the other side you have some teams that probably Fnatic, Alliance, Navi would beat on a daily basis. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's. Do you guys have anything more to add about IEM right now, other than the disappointingly small player pool?
Go day 9.
Is he casting?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's gonna fly in.
So yeah, I mean, just for that, I'm gonna watch all the games anyway.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, since the games are so spread out, I hope he's less, knackered than he is at other tournaments.
Yeah, you won't have a problem lasting through this. I mean, if you looked at what we had to do with Assembly, which happens to not be in our topic list. Oops. Anyway, if we look at Assembly, we had to cast 16 hours on day 1, which was absolutely brutal. That said, though, at least the Dutch guy won. That's what I want to say.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Red took the title home for us, and I gotta say, I'm proud of the guy, man. I thought Red would underperform because Red had not been practicing as much, the few weeks before. He just came back to Europe finally. He had a lot of stuff to do other than StarCraft, and he still performed like a boss, pretty much.
I just want to point out that I completely predicted that.
Yeah, you actually called that perfectly. I will give you credit for that.
So, how did you guys enjoy the event as casters? Like, how was the setup? How was the?
I'm muting the mic.
The production was.
The setup was awesome. There were a few problems with it, namely we were next to the Team Fortress 2 guys at times, but so be it. We had to yell over some people. So be it. There was some yelling in the background, a lot of yelling in the background. So be it. That's minor stuff. What really bothered me was the drama that went on for no reason whatsoever. But I don't know if we want to spend too much time on that, considering it's actually a banned topic from Team Liquid.
Yeah, I've heard some about that. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard State of the Game, but you guys can give your version maybe.
I don't think we should actually go into that.
Did they say something on State of the Game?
Yeah?
Yeah, State of the Game had, they spent some minutes discussing on the drama that involved Total Biscuit, I think, and but the thing is, there's like a ton of sides to the story, so no one's really sure what happened. But maybe you guys can give your version.
I know exactly what happened. Total Biscuit was supposed to cast the game. Moro forgot to invite him. We joined on Moro's ready. We got into the game, he didn't, and that's it.
Well, I can actually explain a little bit better. This is how it went down. The tournament setup was that each group played for a time. Most of the games done. We had 2 to 3 hours break, and the LLL hadn't started yet. So we're like, oh, nice, we have a new game going on. So what we do, we just join on Moro because we got on a real ID. And then they start the game, and apparently Total Biscuit isn't there, which we don't even know about. I didn't hear about it until after the games were casted.
So we were not even aware that it was going on at the time. We just saw Moro in a game, and we were like, hey, we don't have to take a break for 3 hours. Moro's in a game, let's just join on him. And so we joined the game, and Moro forgot to invite Total Biscuit. So we got in, and Total Biscuit didn't, and that's pissed off a lot of people, apparently. So, what can we do?
It sucks. Kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, really, because it's complete nonsense. It's all about nothing.
Oh well, at least we had the drama. So, Martijn, let me ask you this, because you're the expert right now. Does or doesn't Maven completely look like a better version of Cusack?
A better version of what?
Hold on. Oh shit! How do you not know John Cusack?
I will Google it on stream for you. John, how do you spell that? Cusack. There we go.
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
yes, definitely that guy. That totally looks like Maven.
I'm more happy for that guy, and I got that.
That actually totally looks like Maven.
When I tuned in, I was like, holy shit, Martijn is casting with John Cusack. And then I heard Maven's voice.
Oh. Were you disappointed?
Someone is bringing up something in chat that apparently Total Biscuit missed a game earlier as well. That's unfortunate. We missed a game after that, and I think before that even. There was even a game that we were supposed to cast that Total Biscuit casted. Tyler versus, I don't know, Tyler's game in round of 32. But, Total Biscuit got into the game. We didn't, so. I mean, it was really hard to organize to deal with this. I mean, you have to understand the admins didn't host up the games. It was just players. Players were just hosting the games, so they were inviting whoever they were, whomever just sent them a tell saying that, hey, we need an invite. So they forgot people several times. It happens. It's because this is not a proper way of hosting the games. Not a proper way of actually making sure that the coverage teams get into games. But we went on, so I don't know.
So did you guys hear the drama about the Polish caster?
No.
Didn't know there was one.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. There was a game between Grubby and Sarens that lasted for like an hour and 20 minutes or something. And it was a completely epic game. And I don't know if you've heard about it, but it was like Carrier Mothership versus Viking Marauder.
We
shit
watched
like that.
it,
Yeah.
but we
watched
it.
there during we had to watch the restream and cast off that, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, cool. So this Polish caster dude gets bored and starts complaining and typing in chat to his friends about how it's boring and stuff like that, and people are giving him a lot of flack for that, and I was very upset as well, because if you want to cast something... What? Yeah, so like if you want to cast something, then you should hype it up. You should always be enthusiastic about it. So, but this is not something that you guys heard about, or that the assembly guys heard about?
No, not at all. I mean, this was at the end of 16 hours of casting. We were half awake by then. Like literally, Maven actually, yeah, you went to bed after that game. So I had to cast the rest of the series with someone with a thicker accent than Kelly.
Yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of people
that
gave
guy
me
was
some
awesome.
flack. No, I mean, a lot of people gave me some flack because they think that I just left you there. But he had said, okay, I can cast for like before the game ended. By then, for me, it was like, right, do it. I need to go home and sleep. If I want to make it tomorrow.
The Finnish guy was kind of cool because he talked like this, and people would freak out thinking their stream was lagging, but it wasn't.
No, I literally had to. You might, if you, I don't know if there's probably a recording out there somewhere. The way it happened is he would say something, I would think for like 2 seconds, and then I'd translate what he actually said. I would repeat it. Yes, indeed, carriers are very strong in this position. And instead of casting myself, I started just basically casting what he was casting, making sure that people could actually understand what the hell was going on.
Oh wow!
Much.
I don't think I've watched much of that.
Much to the disappointment of the people there. Regardless, that game, there was a long period in which that game was over. I will give it that. The last 20 minutes or so were completely unnecessary, in that Grubby was hugely ahead, and he even afterwards, he reviewed it. And I actually asked him because I actually walked home with Grubby and Cassandra or to the hotel, and we talked about the game.
Yeah.
And basically, he did not realize he was so hugely ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of
not
cool
even
because,
close.
Yeah, at one point he was way ahead, but and Sarens had like 6 Vikings, but he kept scanning and killing observers. Because he had like a shit ton of command centers or orbital commands, so like Grubby didn't know what was going on, and
he was terrified.
You can't really. Yeah, I can imagine so, because as Protoss you really play in the dark if you keep sniping your observers, so you really don't know, if you need to attack him, if you need to defend, if you need to take some position, etc. I don't know. I thought it was really cool to watch.
It was a really tense matchup, but at some point it just needed to end, and it took a little too long. So maybe that's what the guy got freaked out about. But really, if you want to be a professional, that's not something you do. Come on now.
Yeah, agreed. So, and did you guys hear about Keldor?
No.
He was awesome.
So,
that's the only thing I heard.
Yeah, apparently, like, the LHF stream had some issues, like it went down a couple of times, and apparently people switched over to Keldor, who's this,
German, yeah,
really excited German guy, and apparently that was a really cool stream as well. So
it's funny, the foreigners seem to like him even more than the Germans themselves. They couldn't understand him, but they were like, "Oh my god, this guy's so awesome! I don't understand a word he's saying, but it's awesome."
Yeah, I've heard that it's being called the Korean effect, because in Brood War people used to watch Korean streams where it would just be, inarticulate noise. Yeah, kind of that, and it's just kind of the excitement, but in a language that you don't know. So you kind of only get this kind of really positive vibe going on that people apparently really enjoyed. So,
well, how about we talk about the finals for a little while here. Red versus Morrow. I gotta say it was a ZVZ, but finals wise it was not disappointing. Red really showed us the power of a Zerg that's been practicing in Korea. Yeah, the Roach. What are your thoughts on that, Volan? The final?
I have to say that ZVZ is probably the matchup I understand the very least, so I don't want to go into detail at any point, but I just enjoyed watching it. I mean, I love both players. Part of me wanted Moro to win it, because in that case Hydra would shut up about balance.
Oh.
But, you know, obviously I'm happy that Red won, so...
Yeah, the nostalgia does come in.
That's pretty much all I have about that.
It was not a boring finals, not at all. It was very tense. Of course, ZVZ is by nature very, very tense. The smallest mistake can completely cost you the game at any stage almost. So it was an impressive matchup, and indeed, if Moro had taken it, either would have been either would have owed him an apology. Did not happen though. Red taking it for Liquid. I gotta say, he played well the whole tournament through. I don't think we saw a single game where he wasn't performing extremely well. I think the big upsets though happened in group phase. Show and Dark Force both out in groups.
I haven't seen those games, but apparently Show got
proxygated.
Yeah, he got proxygated at first.
He got taken down by the fact that he doesn't scout. Like, that's actually what they took advantage of, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. In the first game, he got proxied, and that was it. That was it, pretty much. It happens. It's a risk you take when you play show style. Then, in the second game, he came back very strong, no problem. Then in the third game, if you look purely at the build orders, and that's purely just looking at the build orders, nothing else, not how the game was going to progress, and I'm not saying it was a sure win for either, but Show was very much ahead, and then the lag set in. And Shane had to disconnect, dropped off Battle.net, and they had to restart the game. That was such a sour moment, I think, for Show, that he went on tilt, that he thought, oh wow, I'm so far ahead now because of these builds. Pretty much he was very frustrated at that point. And I think that had a lot to do with why he can continue. Why he can continue is his momentum there. I think that restart really screwed him over. And then in the regame of the third game, lifting off all your buildings, floating it around. I think Show at that point, that he wasn't being BM. It wasn't just, hey, I'm gonna float off all my buildings and just make you kill my buildings off, make you wait. I think for the longest time he thought, no, I can still win this, even though he was so far behind that it was never going to happen. He just, in his head, he was just convinced, no, I can't be losing this. This is not happening. Maven, do you remember that when all the buildings floated away?
I have no memory of that ever.
Oh.
No, but I mean, I get him. I get it. I mean, add the game.
Yep.
Then the thing is, you know how the line down, and you could actually just stay in the game until the lag. But Sanis actually quit the game as soon as the lag started. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong in it. That's what happened. Both of them could have stayed in the game.
It's unfortunate that once again, no LAN support had an effect on the tournament.
Blizzard, if you're listening, LAN.
Please, we beg of you, LAN. And Dark Force had actually lost the match against Stigen, and I was talking to Stigen afterwards. Stigen was like, "Hey, he actually came up to me, like, "Hey, are you Martijn?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Stigen." Like, oh, shouldn't I be coming up to you and saying hi instead of the other way around? But he was very manner. He was actually saying that, I probably shouldn't have won that, but Dark Force wins like 9 out of 10 games against me. And I just told him, play to win.
It's the tournament where it counts, man.
Yeah, if you win, you do not apologize for winning. He beat him fair and square. He didn't cheese. He played standard, completely legit, and he beat Dark Force. Good for fucking Stigen.
Apologize for playing that race.
It was a mirror matchup, dude.
TVT is imbalanced.
Oh man. No, but I mean, standard game. He won a game first. He won a series versus Dark Force, and there's nothing to apologize for. No one expected Dark Force not to go through, but it happened.
I did.
Oh, really?
Well, I hope. I mean, Stigen is from Lions, right? And I know him.
Yeah. I see. Fanboying away again, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I think that's about a pretty good wrap up of Assembly. Aside from the one story we still have is, of course, the player party, and walking home at 4 a.m. after we got thrown out of the club at 4 a.m. Just walking through Helsinki, minus 20 degrees Celsius, like the Mouse guys and TLO, trying to find a cab for the longest time. 20 minutes later, finally getting to the hotel. You should have been there. We should have been there, pretty much.
Sig brag, bro.
Yeah, well, it was a blast, but I don't know, man. Finding a cab in Helsinki, apparently not that cool. Oh, and of course, I haven't showed this during the stream yet. Look at that, Moro's second place cup. Guess who took the baby home?
You stole his cup?
Yep.
What?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I knocked him over the head, and no, but actually, this is actually a funny story. Moro left his cup and this paper he got at the event. He was like, "Well, do I need this?" No, not really. So I just left it at the event. And apparently, in that paper, wrapped in that paper, was the prize money. So I think it was like 1,400 euros for second.
They paid that in cash?
They paid that in cash, and he did not know he was leaving that at the event. He basically had it lying there, just sitting there with the cup, $1,400 euros, just sitting there at the event the whole night. He doesn't know any better. So the next morning, he's like, oh, he gets a call, and he's like, oh, and I'm sitting next to him like, what's going on? Oh, apparently I left the prize money at the event.
That is too funny.
Yep. So we had to actually go to the event to pick up his prize money, and no, and then someone is saying Phil Turnbull organization. No, this one was on Moro. Okay, this one was on Moro.
I want GSL to top that and pay their money in cash.
Hey-o.
This giant jar of coins.
Like they do in poker, they just fill the table between the two guys with the money before that last round.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, didn't you share a cab with us as well, Maven?
Oh yeah, it's not lawful.
So we had to actually go to the event. Meanwhile, Maven was like, "Oh, I gotta go to the airport. Ah."
Yeah, well, apparently it wasn't that much of a hurry.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually hung out with Moro and Hasselhoffs for a long time there, and Insolence as well at the airport. It was kind of funny because he was sitting there at the airport and like Insolence would walk by like the most normal thing in the world. It's really awkward to experience that.
Pro gamers are people too, man.
But it's really awkward.
They have feelings,
like at the hotel was filled with pro gamers. Okay, almost every pro gamer in the Starcraft II competition was in the same hotel. So I came down for breakfast on the day one. I'm like, yeah, okay, gonna have some breakfast. And then some guys like waving me over, and I'm like, oh, sure, whatever, yeah. So I'm coming over, and I sit down, and it's like, oh, I'm having dinner with Rhett, Tyler, Huck, QXC, the TLO, like it's the most normal thing in the world. And at the time, it feels like the most normal thing in the world, but then you realize, wait a minute, I'm sitting here with like half of Team Liquid,
It's pretty cool, man.
It's
I mean,
really odd,
Cool.
a really odd realization.
And
Cool
this is the
story,
thing.
bro.
Yeah, sick brag, bro. But this is the thing. Like, if any of you are doubting, going out there and going to visit some events, please, for the love of God, go do that shit, because these people are actually people that you can just talk to and hang out with. I mean,
they're just so normal to just say hi to them and to talk to them, have a conversation about whatever the fuck you want, pretty much. So
yeah. If you go, actually, never mind. But yeah, let's wrap this up, maybe.
Yeah, don't say anything stupid. But if you go up to a pro gamer, he will totally have a conversation with you in most situations. Last said, I think the assembly thing. The last thing we have to mention that.
No, we have
Huck
one thing
pillow.
more.
There wasn't just one Huck pillow. All of Liquid was carrying around pillows.
Pillow fighters.
Pretty much. They were walking through minus 20 degrees Celsius Helsinki with pillows. Just yeah.
Well, I think we left something out. Hydra going back to the US.
Well, that's actually the next topic. So thank you for introducing that subject. Hydra is going back to the US. I asked one of the EG management people for a comment, but they would not indulge me, sadly. So it's a good question. Do you think Hydra made that decision to go back, or on the other hand, do you think management was like, hey, you could be rolling MLG, you could be making so much money, why are you doing GSL right now?
Tired of Koreans.
That could be it. I mean, I don't know who made the final decision. I think that Hydra supports it. I don't think it's a bad decision. I think he'll do.
It's a great decision.
Yeah, probably. What I don't like about it is that he drops out of Code S. I mean, Code S is something that a lot of players aspire to. It's kind of prestigious. It's kind of something you have to work for, and I don't like if he went after GSL or between GSLs. That's fine. Like I'm not sure I like the decision of just dropping out of the biggest tournament.
Right. Well, that's a good point.
Like, especially if you're like, I mean, I understand that he's, that he wants to, like, I understand all the reasons, but if you're a professional gamer, you should always aim to win the biggest tournament.
True.
And as long as you're qualified for it, I mean, he was already. Okay, go on.
Yeah, because there's one thing, In Control has been hyping for I don't know how long, it feels like a millennia. Apparently there's called NASL.TV, who has a countdown, and a lot of people saying that there's going to be a league. And when you do that, and you do also.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't take rocket science to figure out that likely means like the North American Star League or something.
Since it's the troll, who is G, of course, apparently has had a lot of stuff to do with that, and in days, that's basically on Friday or something. Saturday.
I don't know, man. But In Control has been announcing the announcement for forever, and I stopped being enthusiastic about it. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, well, we could justify this if the announcement of the hype of the announcement is gonna live up to something that we could, dream about. But
I don't
know. This is just my statement for now. If NASL turns out to be the biggest thing ever or something, then I guess that it only justified that he flies back and drops GSL. But
I
yeah, I don't want to speculate on an announcement
well, I think
that has to be announced.
I think what we can say is I think Hydra could make more money right now if he was not playing in Korea.
Yeah, for sure, but it's still like that's the only thing I'm concerned about. Like, what
Money
do you
versus
rather do?
prestige.
Make money or win the biggest tournament ever?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Korea, he can't really do a lot of promotion. He can do promotion. States would allow him to do a lot more promotion. No one can actually tell that he is one of the most accomplished ever. Though Gino has come a little bit further, he has been there for a long time, and he's established, and he's always been at the top of the four. And he can't really promote himself in Korea. So I think it was a genius back
True enough.
do
True
promotion
enough.
with him.
It is definitely for EG. It's probably better to have him in the US than it is to have him in Korea right now. What about you? What do you think about that, Folon? Purely from the perspective of evil geniuses, would it be better to have him in the US or in Korea?
US for sure. I mean, I understand this decision and I support it 100%, but I just don't like the timing of it. Like, Spodas is about to start and he's qualified, which is, you know,
It's unfortunate.
but yeah, we still have Jinro to root for, so.
And Hawk, and Red, and Moonblade,
And all the
That's
Code A guys.
that's Code A, yeah. I mean, come on.
and
we're
Kelly
all-
Monkeys.
No, we've all got to have faith in the Chinrilla, pretty much.
Of course, he's Swedish.
I will let that one slide. Just this once.
No, but yeah, I get what you mean. There's a lot of people that we're gonna watch this season, especially in Code A. Do.
Mm-hmm.
When does it start? Is it Sunday? I'm not completely sure.
I've been too busy to keep track. I don't know. I know I bought my subscription. That's about it.
The only thing I know is that there's gonna be finals. Time myself to Korean. Sunday would be day round. Of
It's February 21st is the first Code A matches.
That would be Monday. So
Cool.
there you go.
So I'll be looking forward to that because I think that Huck is playing that day. So
Well, let's hope they let him bring a pillow into the booth.
that would actually, I think they would. But yeah, I'll be wearing my Huck hat.
Oh, just to
and
set something
liquid
straight, by the
shirt,
way.
etc.
There is no such thing as a Huck, as the Huck pillow. There's just pillows that Huck takes from the hotel. There's no special pillow he takes. Huck wanted us to set that straight.
Ah, myth busted.
Yep, so I'm still waiting for Team Liquid
Wow.
to get off their ass and start selling just pillows on the Team Liquid store. Why
Well,
has no one done that yet?
Why hasn't anyone any? I would buy that pillow so hard.
I would buy a Team Liquid pillow.
I would buy a whole size Jinro pillow.
There
Much?
should be pillows. It makes no sense
I
for
will
Team
let-
Liquid not to be selling pillows.
We'll let the right people know, and we should get on that. I reckon.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, guys, it is always such a pleasure hanging out with you. Any final words about Hydra moving back to the US? No.
No.
I think we've covered it pretty well. Well, what I have for you guys, and this is not for the guys here with me, but you guys back home, there's actually a Western Digital giveaway going on right now. in which there has not been that many submissions yet. So what is actually at stake is a Western Digital Velociraptor hard drive, a 600 gigabyte. Pretty damn sweet hard drive, and they're giving it away if you can describe in 3 words what Western Digital represents to you, or what it means to you. So you think of like 3 words which are mega super awesome, and you have a chance to win a Velociraptor hard drive. And it gets better. It gets better because honestly, I don't think there's too many people tuned in today. I will tell you guys this: we're gonna be giving one of these away as well. Don't let the other guys know. Don't tell anyone. But next week we will give you details on how you guys can enter and win a Velociraptor hard drive from Western Digital, 600 gigabyte, pure goodness. We will be giving that away just exclusively to the listeners of the show, and
we're so cool.
VODs as well.
What's 3 words? 3 words, right?
Yeah, that's 3 words. So I'm looking at some of these submissions: unbeatable, innovative leader, and ferocious, fast, and forward-thinking. I know you guys can do better. So actually, I dropped the link in the chat for you guys. We'll put it next to the VOD. We'll put it in the YouTube comment as well.
I've already won this, man. I got the 3 best words ever. It's over 9,000. Nothing more to be said.
That's a good one, actually.
You can put whatever you want on there, but I would definitely recommend you guys actually take part in this, because honestly, there's not that many people that actually submitted their 3 words yet, or that actually made an attempt to enter yet. So really, it closes, I think, the 28th at midnight. This is an awesome opportunity to snipe one of these hard drives.
Cool.
And like I said, next week I will give you details exactly on how you guys could win one through this show. So I hope you guys tune in then as well. That said, any last words, Folon?
I want to discuss the FX Open invitation.
Right. The FX Open. Definitely. This is purely Folon's segment, because I actually did not read up on the FX Open. He was like, "Oh my God, you're not going to discuss this? What? Come on now, Folon, take it away."
I have dropped you the link in our TeamSpeak server, so you can pop the players up maybe.
It will most
but in the meantime,
pop up soon.
FX Open, which is the team that Moongate is on, and nowadays Moonan or Chef and Optic Zero are on that as well. That company is organizing a invitational, which kicks off this weekend. I think it's Friday for us, but it might be Saturday for Australia or something like that. Not completely sure. But it's a 3-day event. This weekend will be 2 days, and next weekend will be 1 more day, which will have the finals. And let's see. 64 players have been invited, and the roster of players is stacked.
Damn.
I hope you can bring that up.
It's up right now, man. That is sick.
Wow.
Yeah. If you scroll up a bit, there's a handy player list, I think.
There we go.
So, just to name a few people, Nani was there, Nama is there, Kiwikaki's there, Goody is there. I think that Moonglade's there as well. I think we have Hey Pro, we've got
Dimaga,
we've got Show, we've got Pain User, who we haven't seen in a while, we've got Cass.
Kiwikaki.
How many Koreans do we have? They actually invited Koreans over. There's a
6,
7. 6 or 7 or 8 or something.
I mean, there's well, if you count Select, there's 8.
Oh yeah, Select is listed as Korean here, but so this is the tournament to watch this weekend. like I said, ton of good players. They have a upper and lower bracket format, so it's going to be a lot of matches. I think everything's best of 3. They've got 4 streams up, I think. There's a topic on Team Liquid that you can find. They have there's an English stream which will have Artosis, and then there's a German stream with Kaldor, and then there's 2 more streams. I think they're like Russian and Chinese or something like that. I'm not sure.
I have one question. I have one question. Why is Nama listed as Protoss?
I'm not sure.
Wikipedia, man.
You should hit edit.
You know, there's only one.
Make that right.
One person that we can hold responsible for this right here.
Yeah, I don't know who wrote this, but I'll fix it.
There we go.
But yeah, the one thing that sucks for us Europeans is that it's being broadcasted at, I think, 3 a.m. or some shit like that. So
Perfect.
perfect, he says. But yeah, it's still going to be the biggest tournament that's going to be taking place this weekend, so definitely watch out for it. The times may be a bit unlucky, but I reckon that the show will go on for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 hours on end. So
It's double elimination too.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a ton of matches. It's going to be Koreans versus Europeans versus people from C versus people from, did I say the
North
States
America?
or Europe earlier? Everyone will be there. So,
Dude, even
yeah,
Axlav is in, man. I'm such an Axlav fanboy from Warcraft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, he's so awesome. This guy invented colorostomy.
The what?
Colorostomy. How certain
I don't
colors
know what that is.
imbalanced. Dude, seriously? In Warcraft 3, yellow was the most imbalanced color there was. It could only be countered by orange. Unless you had orc, because orcs were green. Then you had to pick red, because you had red and green. You'd have the Christmas combo. This is basic RTS knowledge. Come on.
No.
I don't even know. Okay.
What's this Warcraft you're speaking?
Amateurs.
Sorry, I don't play WoW. Anyway.
Hey! Low blow.
Oh snap! So
There you
yeah,
go.
a lot of good players. Keep an eye out on that stuff because it's gonna be good. And yeah, I think we should have. I thought we should throw that out there.
Definitely, this is going to be a tournament to watch. And this player field, it is impossible to predict anything in. There's so many good players. All I know is, this is so hard to predict. I have no idea who Naniwa is going to be facing in the finals. Or should I say, who he's going to be beating in the finals.
The
Yeah,
upper
exactly,
bracket is there, so we can actually see that somewhat, I think. But yeah,
I
whatever.
won. Where is Kawhi Rice?
I don't think he's in it, but anyway, people
No, he
can watch
isn't.
it. Oh, okay. You're confusing me. Stop. So yeah, that's it, I guess.
Okay, man. Okay. You guys, once again, it's been a pleasure having you here today. We are going to wrap up the show. Because we can. Maven, any last thoughts? Anything you want to throw out there?
I'm being bashed by phone. No, actually, I had a lot to say the last time we were gonna go out, but now this time around I don't. I forgot.
Oh, so sad. Maybe next show. Full on. Any other bombs you want to drop on us?
No. I actually don't have any cool shoutouts this week.
Oh, dude, seriously?
I want to shout out to Bumblebee and Naniwa who've been watching us, which is cool.
Yep. Actually, Bumblebee wants to shout out, and he wants to say that Daedalus is retarded. So there you go.
Bumblebee is actually a cool guy, and I like that he got on stream as well for an interview during assembly, not assemble. Assemble is like the Transformers thing. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you like that, you should have seen him after the party, man. That was hilarious.
We'll leave that story for another day,
let's
guys.
Close the show and then
Thank you for both coming here. Guys, for you guys watching, I hope you guys had fun, had a good time watching the LowlandLions Weekly here today. It's your weekly Starcraft II recap show, and thank you guys a lot for tuning in once again. Hope to see you again soon.